close ばよかったば conditional today's second conditional I wish I had here there are lots of Andy's complain so let's listen up what he complains about
something like that. What's our next section? Our next section is the one I'm not super happy about. It's the final section for this lesson, and it's I wish I had. I wish I had. All right, let's do it. I'll rant a little bit, guys. Before we jump into this section, we need to do a quick go-down conjugation crash course once again. So, go-down conjugation, what it means is there's these 5 different hiragana, so 5 different sounds for a single consonant. So the k consonant has ka, ki, ku, kekko. So there's 5 of them, right? And those are the 5 steps in godan conjugation. And the reason that it's called 5 steps is because to conjugate verbs in Japanese, what you do for godan verbs that can be conjugated this way, which is everything except for verbs that end in the sound iru or edu, and usually suru and kuru. The verb to do, suru, and kuru to come, not be conjugated this way. Usually, idu and edu verbs that end in those sounds, they are conjugated differently as well. But most verbs are godan verbs, most of them. So they're conjugated this way. Aruku, you'd move it up to aruki, and for example, add mas, down to aruku, which is the dictionary form, down to aruki, which is the command form, but it's also one we're going to be covering today. And yeah, you just move it up and down this chart like this to get different conjugations. And then you add something else. And one we're going over today is the ba conditional, but that's not what we're going over today. The ba conditional isn't actually taught in Genki 2 until lesson 20, I believe 22. But they're teaching you a grammar form that requires the ba form in this lesson. So we're on lesson 18, and we're about to teach you the grammar point ba yokatta. But to use ba yokatta, you need to know how to conjugate verbs into the ba conditional, which isn't taught until lesson 22. What the hell is that? That makes literally no sense. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to teach you how to make the ba conditional, but not how to use it, because that's not until lesson 22.
Okay, yes. So Andy's angering point is that they actually do now introduce ba conditional. What they are explaining here is okay, they guys make ba and put yokatta together. That's one set phrase we're gonna practice today. But what's ba? Why you are not explaining well? It's really confusing. That's the Andy's point. Okay, so if you want to use ba particle, and if you encounter this phrase, ba yokatta, oh, that's a set phrase. Okay, so when I want to say yokatta, okay, I'm gonna make ba. But that's a really narrow situation, right? The reality is, when you use ba conditional and make conjugate in a certain way, then you can describe the conditional only. But in this lesson, okay, no. The main clause is always yokatta. Always yokatta. Then you can make this one. Da-da. Arukeba yokatta. I should have not taken the train. Just cost more. Arukeba yokatta. It was so close. Arukeba yokatta. I should have eaten. 食べればよかった. So, I understand Andy's angry point because, explanation is really insufficient in this chapter, I think. Okay, so what you have to do is you're gonna make verb into this a ba form. By doing that, so here, 歩けばよかった. Here, 食べればよかった. How about する? Yukiko 先生。
すればよかった。
すればよかった。How about 来る?
来ればよかった。
くればよかった。So する and くる is regular verbs, but still this following this a verb form. That Andy said it's really like following the one rule, which is pretty rare in Japanese language, because you have to conjugate like according to the verb groups. So usually 五段 verb, so-called う verb, 一段 verb, so-called る verb, follow different group. That's the normal situation. However, you see 歩く五段 verb, 食べる一段 verb, する来る irregular verb, they all follow. You just go a column. Column. So you're gonna be okay. So which is really easy. You just remember, okay, let's go. A column. 歩けばよかった食べればよかったすればよかった And when to use but, because we just work on the conditional to. Oh, okay. Always the case that we're gonna use to part, right? That's how we learn. But then, what is the characteristic but? Why Genki textbook doesn't explain me? And they just giving me yokata. You just have to put yokata in there. That's all. Then you'll be good. You know, there's two, I think, potential opinion. Why they don't explain it all from the beginning. Which is my style. Yeah, I think I like that. But in the end, you are given tara conditional, nara conditional, to conditional, ba conditional. Then you're gonna be confused. I don't know what to use, right? So in the end, practically, that's the case I'm gonna use. That's the most important point. In terms of that, this approach is okay. It makes sense to me. So, okay, you just remember the introduction of ba conditional. Just go with yokatta. Why? Because ba conditional is always used for good outcome. So, I usually explain ba conditional. Good results, positive results. So it doesn't have to be yokatta, but when we describe positive results, there is high chance you go with e. So よかった食べてもいいですか No, we use e, right? 食べなくてもいいですか So e is such a common phrase we use in the normal regular conversation. Okay, so Ashish-san's question, let's review. So what is a verb group? Okay, here, 歩く it doesn't end with do, first of all, ku, right? So a lot of the case we call this godan verb. On the other hand, ru and with ru, a lot of the case it is ichidan verb. And this is irregular, only two irregular verb. And you just follow like which group they are belonging and just accordingly conjugate. Very good question.
Maybe irregular verb is maybe so Ashishu-san. So three group. Irregular verb is maybe three.
Yeah, the third. Yeah, but you know the number is not important. Yes, go down. So there's three kinds, and one is only covered two verbs. So the main group is this two big group, go down group.
Yes.
Ichidan group. It's an important group. And good news today is you don't have to care the groups. That's very, very rare.
Okay. So all of verb you need to change a column.
Go to a column. That's right. Okay. So do you have any? Let's make our よかった sentence. Okay. Yukiko sensei, what regret recently? What regret?
Oh, okay. So maybe Ashish-san said, I wish I had a job in Japan. Is日
Okay.
本で仕事すればよかった。Is that?
No, actually quite fit, right? But よかった。So, okay. So I wish I had.
なんです
I wish I had. I
したか
hadn't.
ったみたいな感じかな。Maybe, so he すればよかった or そうしたかった。Like that? 日本で仕事したかった。
ちょっと待ってね。I wish I hadn't action. I wish I had the action. I shouldn't have done action. I shouldn't have done action. Or I. Okay, so there's two cases. Like present case and not present case. ちょっと待って。haven't done action. Or I wish I should have done and you didn't. Right? Okay, different. This is describing that you had a chance to decide and you either did or you didn't. Okay. 日本で仕事があればよかった。Maybe I wish I had a job. 仕事があればよかった。means reality なかった。Okay. What do you wish? 子供の時、もっと勉強すればよかった。わかった。Okay, so this phrase is only focusing on よかった。You have to be aware this one よかった。So you only regret, wish that past action. So I wish I had in job in Japan. This is past tense? No, it's not. Remember, Yukiko, this is English lesson. I wish I had in Japan. In Japanese sentence, it's not past tense. これは、日本で仕事があればいいのにな。present. I wish I had
okay.
had a job.
日本で仕事できないな。current things.
Okay, for example, I wish I had gotten a job in Japan. 日本にいるとき、いたとき、仕事がもらえたらよかった。仕事が見つけられたらよかったのにな。So よかった here. E is present tense. E. So you are just talking about current action. 見つけられたらよかった。よかった is past. So no. This phrase you have to talk about the past. You have to talk about past. That's it. Okay, so everybody, what are you wishing? You didn't do or you did in the past. What do you wish? 何を wish しますか ?Okay, 何々ばよかった。Okay, if you wish something you didn't. Something you didn't. ゆきこ先生。何々ばよかった。 Okay, verb negative.
なんだろう、留学すればよかった。
ああ、いいですね。はい。
例えば大学生の時留学すればよかった。
大学生の時、留学すればよかった。いいです。とてもいいです。Why? Because you are describing past regret. Okay. で、
うんうん。
は
Yes.
い。そう、つまりこれは何ですか？留学しなかった。
うん。
Okay. Tell me about what you did and regret.
留学。You did.
中学生の時、タバコを吸わなければよかった。You did smoke. はい。タバコを吸った。Then you regret. 争いがなくなったらよかった。例えばね、喧嘩する。はい。若い時。あんなに喧嘩しなければよかった。あんなに喧嘩しなければよかった。例えば、you encountered a really unpleasant partner. はい。あの人と、はい。ゆきこ先生。付き合わなければよかった。Okay. So, 喧嘩した。Okay. You know, fundamentally, you had this action. You did or you didn't. Both fine. 付き合った。So you did. 付き合った。That's why you regret that action and you hoped not to date. 悲しい話だね、内葉さん。はい、あの人と付き合わなければよかった。はい、喧嘩した。悲しい話で。So you regret and you wish. 喧嘩しなければよかった。Okay, so ないform. It's not so difficult. Just ない、なければ。なければ。ない、なければ。But if it's normal, the affirmative just go A, right? すればよかった。留学すればよかった。はい、タバコを吸わなければよかった。ディーブさん、こんにちは。はい、What do you regret? 何を後悔してますか？はい、じゃあ、OK、じゃあ、Let's talk about 去年のこと、last year。何を後悔していますか？何を後悔 What do you regret about last year? Only last year. So that we can make よかった sentence successfully. はい。じゃあ、ゆきこ先生考えてください。去年ですよ。はい。お願いします。どうぞ。
去年、もっとキャンプに行ったらよかった。
もっとキャンプに行けばよかった。OK, what does it mean?
行けばよかった。
あまり
そうですね。あまり
行かなかったですね。はい。去年もっとドイツ語を勉強すればよかった。はい。What does it mean? あまり
ドイツ語
勉強しなかった。Wait. アーシュさん、イーブンですよ。OK. Why don't we try? Does anyone want to try? はい。生涯に悔いはない。いいですよ。素晴らしいです。That's we have to aim. That's we have to aim. That's the direction we wanna go. Of course. Okay. So, Ashish-san's sentence. I made a girlfriend last year. I regret. Okay. ゆきこ先生お願いします。去年、ガールフレンドを
あのガールフレンドと付き合わなければよかった。
If you just go with maid, you can just say
作らなければ
ガールフレンドを作らなければよかった。
け
So
れば
it's
よかった。
it's not talking about who to date, whom to date. You know, you just regretting the decision of dating someone so that your time was taken unnecessarily and you regret about it. ああ、ガールフレンドを作らなければよかった。去年あんなにゲームを買わなければよかった。Something like that, right? Something distract us, so we regret. Okay, so you see here, we're gonna regret past action because よかった is past. So you have to regret past. That's the ばよかった conditional. But let's go back. Ideally, this is like we're gonna use positive result. その通りだね、内葉さん。去年彼女を作ったらよかった。Like, I think that 彼女を作ったら、then it could have been the better result, positive results. 彼女を作ったらよかったな、作らなかったな。So let's make this something you didn't or you didn't regret with ばよかった。So while I understand Andy's frustration, but like practically, like you know, like in terms of conversational Japanese, what really like powerful is you know like what's a practical use. So then, ばよかった remembering, as I said, not bad idea. In fact, we often use it. Yes, but if you remember as a phrase, you have to know like the when to use, because if it's a phrase like context more narrowing. For today, it's not like I wish I had a job in Japan. It's more like I wish I had a job in Japan, right? あの時仕事があったらよかったな、なかったけど。Yes, that's a difficult point. That's okay. Good job.